Hey there.
Hello.
Hello, friends, our gorgeous friends. We are out at the beach and enjoying a little,
Vitamin D therapy?
yes, and refreshing and date time,
Relaxation.
relaxation. 1 week raw, celebrating 1 week raw. Praise the Lord. And I'm going to turn the camera around or show you the water. So here is the beach, the water.
Gulf of Mexico.
Yes, the beautiful clouds. My handsome man. I had a burst of energy as we were hiking out to this spot. That was kind of exciting and unexpected, like, ooh, I feel like I could run. Haven't had a good burst like that for a little while. So exciting. So some of the things I'm going through on the raw situation now is just finding what I need at the grocery stores. Like I wanted some wakame or dulse, and the normal grocery stores I go to don't have that. So just kind of on the hunt for some of these new things that are like seaweed related, and they're supposed to give you a salty flair, a salty kick without having to put so much salt, and it helps the thyroid supposedly with the seaweed. So learning. It's kind of just new levels of learning. But I've been really happy and satiated in the evenings. That's nice. I haven't felt like I need a lot of, I haven't felt like I need chips or anything, so that's really good. That used to be my nighttime go-to food if I was hungry late at night when I would stay up late and work. So it's nice that that's not really happening. I'm satiated after my last meal, and maybe I'll have some tea, and then I'm pretty good for the night. So the other thing I just learned about was chia pudding, where you take, like, I think it's a tablespoon of chia seeds and you mix it with an almond milk or a hemp milk. I'm gonna try to make my own hemp milk. I'm kind of intrigued. And then it turns into a pudding if you keep on stirring it. And that recipe was from Jillian Berry, if you need to look it up. But then you add a little vanilla, and that might be a nice little nighttime snack. It's got good omega 3 to 6 ratios and protein and all that, so it would keep you full. And then I was even thinking, I got a buy one get one free dill herb, dried spice today, and I was thinking I could make kind of like a dill dip with the chia pudding, but instead of sweet, making it more savory. So I might be playing around with some of those things. So we'll see how that goes. I'll let you know. Hey friends, thanks for joining me at the tiny home on the water. So, woohoo, I have 1 week raw vegan is accomplished. Thank you, Lord. Today's actually day 8 that I'm ending now. Took yesterday off and showed you some beach fun. And that hubby and I had a little beach and hike date, a good combo that meets both of our heart's desires to get a little nature and do a little bit in the woods and a little bit of water for both, each of us getting something we like. So, what I'm learning, I really have to give myself grace and patience for this journey. That is one thing that I can summarize this week with. There were some ups and highs and successes, and there were some lows where I felt really frustrated. So I definitely felt like I'm running into some bumps along the road, so I'm going to start with those. In the kitchen, it's mostly regarding recipes and food combining issues that I'm learning. I've been high raw for a long time, however, I feel like I'm learning a whole new level of how to eat raw all over again. I'm over 45 years old, and what that looks like is different than how I used to eat raw when I was in my 30s. So what used to work is just so different now. There's also a lot of new recipes that I'm finding, and I just want to try them all and get creative. And well, you can imagine that turned into just taking on so much and not pacing myself. Like, I bought mushrooms and red pepper and kelp noodles and, and then pairing them together. The time it takes to learn and try new things, I'm learning I have to pace myself better, allow myself a little more time to do what I know works and not take on all the new recipes each day. I got a bit frustrated and then disappointed when my big salad just didn't taste right one night. It was a combo of all the things, and it was gross. And then there was one night that was so good. The recipe and the dressing was super good. Then with the food combining issues, it's also about what digests well together and what doesn't, and in what order. I really had raw till dinner down pat. I knew how to eat my fruit and greens in the morning, the smoothies, and get all my vitamins in and drinks, and then switch to whole fruit mid-afternoon, and then switch to my big salad, and then have my, raw vegan dinner. And that just wasn't optimal for my system anymore. Like I've mentioned in other videos, it kind of opens the door to, then I just start eating chips again when I'm still hungry. I wouldn't feel satiated at the end of the night. After eating the raw vegan dinner that was healthy, I would still feel like I needed something. So often my downfall would be heading towards chips, or coconut ice cream or something like that. And I wasn't feeling my very best. So now I'm learning all over again how to add in these low-fat, raw vegan soups, new dressings instead of buying the store-bought ones. I'm trying to switch gears on that, and using different ingredients than I used to. I'm learning to add sprouts and microgreens of all different kinds. The broccoli ones are supposed to be like the best, but I'm adding in all different kinds, including those. The broccoli greens, microgreens are supposed to be the highest level of anti-aging, reversing the curse kind of deal, regeneration. And I'm using all that a lot more in my salads and smoothies. So another weird thing was I was having a tinny taste. I determined it's probably from the kelp noodles because I smell it. I smell that same taste. I smell the same smell when I'm eating those. Hopefully it's not mercury, but it balance tests that it might be mercury. So I may need to switch that up a bit. I was loving the texture of soaked kelp noodles after you soak them for a while, but it's not worth the tinny taste. And if there's mercury issues with the ones I'm buying, you can comment below if you know about that. So the kitchen is way more messy at night, and then my hubby and I, he's making his meal at night right now while I'm trying to grasp the making my raw meals, because it's like multi-purpose, multi-things, making the dressing, making the salad, soaking everything in a fruit and veggie wash, and then if I need a little something else after the salad, what's that going to be? So there's a lot of preparing. So he's kind of taking care of his own dinner right now. We have a good system and stuff with that. And then we'll see. Maybe I'll be able to help him out again once I get my handle back on this. So, yes. So the kitchen is like way more messy. There's way more going on. Hubby eats cooked food, and it's a tiny home, tiny kitchen situation. It's just like a whole new couple of levels of how to master this. And I'm sharing all this too because if you decide one day to go through this journey, you'll kind of know what to expect, and you can come back to, hey, she was 1 week raw, and what's she dealing with, learning that fully raw thing at over 40, over 45. So I'm concluding with all of that I have to learn to give myself a lot of grace and be patient with myself as I learn these new level of things. New levels. It's probably not one level. Multi-leveled. I need to celebrate this week all that got accomplished. The fact that I got in a whole solid week raw. New things are learned. I didn't fall off and eat cooked food. I pushed through, so yay me, go me. I'm a big fan of cheerleading ourselves. Now for the good news. The good news is I feel amazing. I feel so good. Stamina is increasing. Clothes are fitting better. My desires to get outside and enjoy nature more is increasing, which is what I wanted, to be able to get out more. Libido increases. I had a very successful couple of recipes this week. The raw vegan butternut squash soup was so very tasty and satisfying and creamy. I was so delighted that it was creamy and not chunky. And warm. We can warm it in the Vitamix or a high-speed blender. The kelp noodle dish was super tasty, although you know what I said about that. So clearer thinking. I feel like I'm solving things that used to be difficult more easily. It's just coming a little quicker. So thank you, Lord, for that. New vision for how to do this now. Just kind of like getting my wings to soar with this. Hubby, I think, is getting in tune with me on it too. Like we're kind of getting our vibe of how this is going to work. And it's kind of like I take over the kitchen almost, when I'm doing my raw dinners. Not so much when I'm making my smoothies, or having just my whole fruit meal. That's all fine and easy, but that dinner, I kind of take over the kitchen. I give him like this much room to, here's your 2 burners, honey. So, and again, tiny home, tiny kitchen, so that's part of it. I'm thinking I have this little island that I could be using that's by the door instead, but I might need to, wheel that into the kitchen during dinner time so we have more prep space. So we'll get a handle on that. And as I learn how to prep things in advance and get them in the fridge or freezer, but that's like, again, another level of getting prepared for the days ahead. So there isn't quite so much prep at night in the kitchen. I also discovered chia seed pudding with raw homemade hemp milk. So I was watching some different recipes on YouTube. Jillian Berry had a hemp milk and a chia seed pudding one. There's tons of them out there though. But I liked hers, and so she likes simple, and I was needing some simple at this point. So I did the hemp hearts milk, a couple of cups of that, and then I used that, added the chia seeds. It was already sweetened. I needed to add more sweetener to it though. But what I discovered was it really was satiating. It really was filling. I had it after my large salad tonight, and I feel very energized. It's high in protein, high in omega fats, good 3-to-6 ratio. They say, everybody I'm watching says that we have way too high on the omega-6s, and we're too low on our omega-3s. So this is a well-balanced, fatty acid and protein, all of that. And it has like 11 grams of fiber in your serving. So it's like win-win-win. And it kept me satiated so far, this evening. Hubby had a little taste of it. And at first, without the extra, whether it's you pick honey or maple syrup or something, we both were like, need something. So then I added, I have raw steel-cut oats. I had, you could do honey or maple syrup. We added a little of that. And cinnamon, ground cinnamon, organic and all that into it. And that was like, okay, that could work. And then if you go on YouTube, there's a million chia seed pudding recipes, chocolate ones, turmeric, what do they put? They made like a chai latte pudding with chia seeds. It's neat because they expand, if you don't already know. Like when you put the chia seeds in the liquid, whichever milk you choose, hemp or almond or whatever, they expand. So you can imagine in the stomach like how they're going to fill you up. So it's kind of neat. I'm learning, still learning some things about that. Like, I want to know, can I blend them so I'm not getting a little gritty chia seed taste? Although adding raw oats kind of had like a granola feel with the chia seeds, so I didn't just think like I'm chewing chia seeds, you know? So that was kind of nice. I felt super energetic and still feel really good after that. So that's kind of what happened with, this weekend. It's my weekend update and just all the things. Comment below if you have any questions. I can kind of say I'm seeing probably a little skin detox going on. I've had kind of interesting hot flashes, but what I think that is right now is I really think that's part of the detox, the stuff that's hitting the bloodstream as it's exiting. I think that's why the hot flashes are kind of upping a little bit. And then, this is kind of one of the things I'm monitoring is it's getting lighter and lighter all the time. I can imagine, I'm already envisioning I'll come on one day and be like, look, it's gone. So that's kind of cool. The hair fall has kind of stopped. It's really like minimized to stopped. So this time, remember I did 9.5 days raw before Thanksgiving. Then I took 2 days off for Thanksgiving. And then I got back on. There was transition days too in there. But then I got back on. And so 1 week raw. And I'm not seeing the hair fall anymore. I am also including a Young Living supplement called Agile Ease, which has like some collagens and hyaluronic acid, things people are all talking about right now. And that's a Young Living thing, which my links are below if you want info on that. You can get 24% off if you use my link. And if you have any questions, ask. Okay? So if you have any questions or comments or just want to cheer me on, please do. It's an exciting journey now. It took a long time to feel really ready to go all the way raw. It was quite a journey for me, So remember, like I started in 2009, 2010. A chiropractor said to me, go dairy-free, gluten-free, and as raw as you can. And he knew my blood type was A, and so that, I believe, was all part of it. And he knew the challenges that were going on. So I did. I took him at his challenge, and I went for, dairy-free, gluten-free, and I started going as raw as I could. I started learning about it, wrapping my brain around it, because it takes a while to, get out of the cooked food plans and, how do you even... But starting with smoothies always was helpful, Why not start your day with a smoothie? Maybe some orange juice and things, coconut water, or a big thing of water, lemon water or something. And then switch to your smoothies for the day. Those are good things. And then if you've got that conquered, you can add in your salad. Or you can add in more fruit in the afternoon, like when some people are starting to get that afternoon lull. I am doing an apple, 2 bananas, and either a little bit of almond butter, raw, sometimes a little bit of honey. I'm not off the honey yet. So, yeah. So getting there, it's a journey, it's a process. But yeah, so just kind of doing that and then adding in that salad. And then you can do raw till dinner after you have that salad. You can do cooked veggies. And the healthier way to do it is either steam them, put them in the crock pot, or let's see, what's the other way? Boil them. You don't want them to be charred or browned, because as you char things or brown things and get them crispier, it's more carcinogenic from what all the doctors and people I follow have to say about that. So, but for a long time I was doing crockpot dinners, mostly crockpot dinners, and it would be quinoa, rice, throw veggies in from frozen or fresh, whatever, and just different flavorings, sometimes a jar, not a whole jar of salsa, but a bunch of salsa if you want kind of the Mexican flavor. Marinara sauce, these were kind of some of my quick dinners. Marinara sauce if you want to do that. So anyway, those are some of the things I did to get to this point with the Lord. And of course, the Lord did many, many things to get me to where I was ready to go all the way raw and get on board with this journey, the next level, get to this next level. And really, the health challenges motivated me forward, to be able to reverse some of this stuff that was going on. So, all love and hugs and blessings on your week coming up. And comment below if you've got anything to add to that or question or, whatever. I do have my 2 e-courses are below, overcoming food addictions, because with the Lord's help and strength, I was able to overcome a lot of different foods that I was addicted to over the years. And it's so encompassing of, spiritual and physical and mental and emotional situations. So my e-course does encompass all of that. And there's a group for you to go into and do, the lessons as deep as you like. And that one is only $15 right now on sale, for at least for Christmas season. And then my other e-course is a reboot, reset for your system using like a raw Daniel fast or raw till dinner. So it walks you through, I'm in my kitchen, walking you through step by step, kind of holding your hand on how to do it. And again, you get a group out of that. So if you have questions and comments as you're going, you can go ahead and do that and I interact. So there you go. And that one's only $13 for the Christmas season. So blessings on all of that. And I will talk to you soon. First of all, did you see the gorgeous sunsets out there tonight in Florida? Oh, it was really beautiful. Just had to share that.